So speaking of the fear of unknown, since everything that you say about Miss Universe is always on point, a lot of people tune in to for what you have to say. I've already asked this question to Pia. I want to ask this to you because I'm really curious to ask. Like, if you are a candidate in Miss Universe right now, how would you be training and prepping considering there is a pandemic right now?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. I think I would probably be training the exact same way. Like if you're, working out, you work out at home. If you are doing interviews and stuff, you are practicing for interview. You might maybe practice online versus in person. But in terms of pageant prep, for someone like me in Canada, I was pretty much on my own, whereas someone like Pia in the Philippines, you're always working with different people, you're going to studios, you're doing photo shoots. So it's a lot different to begin with. So I think for someone like me, being from a smaller pageant country in terms of the pageant popularity, it wouldn't have changed as much. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I can't give a good answer just because it wouldn't be that much different, but ultimately I would do what I've been saying, and that would be working on myself, working on my platform, really figuring out who I am, what I'm bringing to the table in any way that I can. Whether that's, interviewing people like you to maybe get your advice or your opinions, or having fake interviews with family and friends over the phone, practicing my walk in the hallway, any of that kind of stuff.
So they have to be creative, bottom line.
Oh yeah, you have to be creative. No matter what you're doing during these times, you have to be creative.
So even if there are no gyms open, they're assuming in Canada right now. So you have to find a way
Yes,
to
and
get your workouts done. Yeah.
yeah, and I think that maybe becoming a mother has also made me more creative. Like if Lily's napping, I might do 10, 15 minutes of yoga because I've always loved fitness. I've always loved working out. I've always loved feeling strong. So I've had to get creative being a mom, never mind with the whole pandemic situation.
Okay. So as you know, Miss Universe Philippines is about to crown its winner in the next few months, October 25 to be specific. So what do you think we should do to maintain our winning streak in Miss Universe?
Oh my goodness. I would say, oh wow, really letting the woman shine. Because I really felt like Pia Sean, Catriona Sean, we knew who they were. I really think highlighting who the woman is, because we all know that the Philippines has amazing gowns, amazing wardrobe, amazing hair. So all of that stuff, whoever the winner is, she's going to have all those things. But really letting who she is, her personality, her advocacy shine is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you have given with what you said, do you have a particular girl in mind that you
Oh,
consider a favorite right now?
I would
Because a
say,
lot of yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, about your favorite. Do you have favorites right now?
I think I definitely have favorites. I would say the girl who has consistently stood out for me is Eliza. Is that how you say her name?
Yeah, Eliza
Eliza.
Malinaw.
And I know,
Eliza.
yeah, I really love her. I think people have said maybe her speaking skills need strength. I don't want to speak too much to it because I don't know 100%, but I think that I've just always kind of been drawn to her advocacy. And what I really like that I've seen from her is that she's not afraid to jump on Instagram stories without makeup. You know what I mean? And that seems very like a very simple thing, but I think it shows people that she's confident in who she is. She's confident in her skin. And that is so important when you go to Miss Universe. You have to be so confident in who you are. And so I just think that maybe she has that maybe other people don't quite have. I don't know. That I don't want to say for sure, who could win because I don't really know, but she's the one who's consistently,
standing
yeah,
standing out for you.
out for me personally.
But now that you mentioned Eliza Malinaw yourself, so how do you feel that she's getting backlash for not having strong communication skills? She really has, for sure you agree with me, she really has the physical attributes but lacks the needed strong communication skills for Miss Universe. What do you think she can do to strengthen her public speaking skills?
I think the one nice thing for anyone is that you can strengthen your communication skills. Like that's something that you can learn, that you can do. And so I don't know what she has been doing, but I would say the biggest thing is doing as many interviews as possible, getting as much feedback as possible, and really delving in to yourself and why you're there, what you're doing, what you're bringing to the table, and honestly just practicing over and over again, even if it's to yourself, to the mirror. I want to win Miss Universe because I believe I could be Miss Universe because, and just talking out loud and hearing yourself say all of those reasons out loud, because sometimes we hear ourselves say something and we think, you know,
Mhm.
I could have said that differently, or even recording it. So I don't know if she's going to watch this or if other pageant competitors are going to watch this, but I, as weird as it would feel, would record myself on my phone answering questions. So I would literally ask myself, you know, why do you want to win Miss Universe Canada? And then I would give an answer as if I was talking to a judge. I would rewatch it and think, okay, I need to talk slower. I need to be more clear. I need to maybe not say that and maybe focus on this. So, really working on all those things, whether it's with other people, with yourself, hearing yourself speak out loud, it'll all help you. It can't hurt you for sure.
So, would you say that she does this using English or even in her native language? Because when you check out her, when you check her out on Instagram stories, she doesn't have qualms speaking in her native dialect or even in Filipino language. So, would you encourage her to keep doing that?
I would
Uh,
say for any of the girls, are you asking if it should be English versus her native language, or what do you?
Yeah, English, or because she's being criticized for having not so good communication skills, but she remains unperturbed. She keeps doing her thing. She does her captions in Filipino. She does her IG stories in Filipino. She's trying to showcase herself as the most authentic way as possible. So do you think, would you encourage her to do the same thing? Because I think, because when you think about her and then you think of Janine Tugonan's answer back in 2012, that
Right.
English is not a prerequisite in speaking, in becoming Miss Universe. So uh, do you think do you think Janine's answer during that final question round is applicable to Eliza's case, or do you think that since Miss Universe is being owned by an American company, is an American brand, so speaking English is really a prerequisite? I'm really getting confused on this, to be honest.
I know. I'm as confused as you are because I totally know where you're coming from. And I would say what she's doing is totally fine. I mean, I don't really know exactly what Miss Universe Philippines is looking for and if they stand by that, like you're saying, about English not being like a prerequisite. And I would say in general, English is going to help you. Like having good English is going to help you at a competition like Miss Universe, as sad as that is to say. And the reason is because a lot of the interviews will be in English in the sense of, say if it's an interview with you, it might be it might be in English and more people around the world can understand it. And as I know that sounds bad to say, but it's just English can't hurt you, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But just like I've talked about with body shape, not having super strong English shouldn't hurt you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. As long as you are so confident in expressing yourself on stage, regardless whether it's your
Yeah.
native language or in
Right.
English. So I
Exactly.
think so confident. So do you think really it's confidence, how you carry yourself on stage,
Yes.
that's
Yeah. And
what matters the most, not the eloquence of the lady.
for sure. And we've seen as well, yeah, we've seen women who they try to answer in English and
Yes.
and it would have been so much better if they would have answered in their native language and been confident and sure of themselves and have it translated. So 100% whatever you're most comfortable with and confident with, that's what you should do. If you're not 100% confident with speaking English, that's totally fine. You're better to do what's best for you. But say in more of like the casual interviews that you might do at Miss Universe, if it's like in passing or like on an Instagram live or something, if you want to try to speak in English or something, that's then great, but definitely being confident in whatever is your strength is the most important. So for Eliza, for sure, speaking her native language, if that's how she's the most confident, then she should go with that.
So are you saying that girls like Arliza are really on the right track? That they
I
have
would, I
to
would say
remain
so.
unfazed?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. Yeah.
So what can you say about women who get canceled this time around for what they have posted on social media or the conduct in the past or their conduct in the past? Like as somebody who will represent a country or will be representing their country, most would always want a squeaky clean image so that they would remain, they would remain unblemished or the people wouldn't have a lot of bad things to say about her. If a girl has a past, in your opinion, do you think she should own up to it or keep it still a secret?
I think it depends on the situation, like anything. But what I think is important about things like this is women should be able to not be impacted by something they've shared in the past. For example, if there was something that was shared that was maybe a little bit suggestive or something like that, things happen, whether it was intentionally shared or not. Sometimes we might do things in the heat of the moment, and we should be able to, I don't want to say learn from it, but we shouldn't one day have our dreams crushed because of something we did before. And obviously, it depends on the situation. There's so many different factors to this. But I think if there was something shared that was maybe a little bit sexy, if it was like a bra or something like that, that shouldn't impact you, because I think the example it sets is telling women you can't be sexy and you have to put yourself away, and then you're not going to have success later in life in something that you've always dreamed of doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. So I don't know.
So
It definitely depends, but
so if I am the candidate, I would let those I would let the just let those pictures in my social media account. I wouldn't go over it one by one and delete it so that people wouldn't be able to netizens wouldn't be able to look at it for future
yeah.
reference.
I think whatever you're comfortable with. If you would want to have those deleted, then that's totally fine. I mean, I know for myself, to be honest, when I was getting into law and law school and going to be working with a law job, I actually did delete a lot of my pictures in a bathing suit competing in like pageants, because unfortunately it still exists, but it's getting better. A lot of people feel like, oh, if you're on stage in a bikini, you can't be wearing a suit in a boardroom. And we are seeing that change, but I feel like our overall view is that you can't be like a beauty queen wearing a bathing suit, and you also can't be taken seriously in a boardroom. So that definitely exists. So if you feel more comfortable taking that stuff down, that's great, but you shouldn't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If I were the candidate, I would probably just own up to it.
Right.
It's part of the packaging. No one is perfect. People make mistakes. As long as you learn from it, then that's the biggest thing that anyone should take away from it. Learn from that experience as well. I have a few more questions left, Sierra. But there's one question here from Ronald Reyes. I really find his question fascinating. Should beauty queens, local or international, be vocal about her political views? I think he's coming from this perspective because I also read something online. I don't know. Miss Universe can't be Miss Universe contestants can't be very opinionated when it comes to political issues, so that they won't end up making those political statements that might compromise the image of the organization. I don't know if you've come across with this article or not. So, in your opinion, do you think beauty queen should be vocal about political views?
If she's asked, then maybe. Or again, it depends on her comfort level, in my opinion. If you aren't comfortable giving your political views, then you shouldn't be pressured to. But if you feel comfortable and confident in those views, and I don't know, I guess you want to share them, for sure. But I think it just depends on the personality. Like some women, they're very open, they let anybody know, it doesn't matter to them. But other people's different. So I think it also depends on the contestant and what she's comfortable with.
Because I remember what Catriona answered during her top 5 question. It was all about legalization of marijuana, and I think that's a political
Yes,
question.
for
So
sure.
she cut it short so that she could no longer say something about it. I mean, if you were in her position that time, would you have done the same thing, or would you have expounded more on it? Just so they would know, oh, she could articulate her thoughts on this very divisive topic.
Yeah. I think for me personally, maybe I would have gone more into depth because I think that I maybe have. I don't know. That's so hard to say. Because then you see somebody like Alyssa Boston, Miss Canada, who clearly has an opinion, right, about
Yeah.
cannabis and marijuana. And I definitely do not have that loud of an opinion about it. I'm very neutral. For me, I'm like, to each their own. If they want to do it, sure. If people want to drink alcohol, sure. If they want to smoke, sure. If they want to use cannabis, sure. So I'm very neutral. And so I think that I would have made that known, that I'm neutral for whatever people want to do. It's ultimately their own choice. People make their own choices. But yeah, I don't know 100% how vocal I would have been. Hi.
Hi again.
Yeah, Lily's back.
Hi, Lily. She's no longer crying.
We're going to ask Lily. Lily, what do you think of the legalization of cannabis?
Yeah. Hi, Lily. Hi. Close open. Close open. She's not crying, so I guess she's used to it.
Oh.
But yeah, so the key there, hearing what you say, the key is to become neutral. An aspiring beauty queen should always remain neutral, so as not to offend both sides.
Yeah, I would say you're safe. You're safe being neutral, but if you do have an opinion, then you should be able to give it if you want, if you're comfortable with it.
Because I noticed the more you give your opinion, the more you won't be able to win the crown. Like, because I remember what Shamsi answered during her love and religion answer, right? Like, she said, okay, she should love my God too. Whereas, yeah, right. So, yeah, last few questions, Sierra. It seems that all countries are changing new ownership and leadership in Miss Universe franchises right now. Hypothetically speaking, if Miss Universe organization offers you to become Canada's national director in the near future, would you take it?
Oh my gosh. At this point, probably not, but you never know. I think it's
like 10 years down the road, who knows?
Who knows?
Because have you been seeing the trend? They've been getting former beauty queens to become national directors. Shamsi and Gabriela Isler, and then who else in Colombia? A former Miss Universe contestant, not necessarily a Miss Universe title holder, has gotten the franchise of Miss Universe. And who else? Yeah, it seems like all countries are. Puerto Rico, Denise Quinones is also the new franchise director. So eventually. So no for now because of Lily.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, it's a no for now. Where's your eye?
It's a no for now. Yeah. So okay, if you wouldn't want to become a national director, but perhaps would you consider establishing your own pageant camp there in Canada, similar to how Fasai is doing it right now in her country?
I don't think so. I don't know. Again, everything can change. But I think that I like, being a voice and being there for the women. But I don't know, in terms of like doing your own thing, I think it's just so hard. And it's hard enough to make people happy that I think in that kind of situation, there's only one winner. It's impossible to make everyone happy. So you just never know. We'll see. At this point, I would say no, but anything could happen.
So really? No also to Siera Bearchell pageant camp. No, because
well, you never know. Maybe we'll see.
Because I feel like if you establish it one day, you'll become the go-to person of every girl in Canada, and given your vast contacts and connections in the Philippines, given your vast connections and in the Philippines, you would be able to pull things through, right? So last question, Canada. Last two questions, Lily. Lily. Last two questions, Siera. If hypothetically speaking, let's say one day, 18-year-old Lily would come up to you and ask you if she could finally join pageants and follow your footsteps, would you allow her? And if you will allow her, what advice will you give her, having gone through your experiences in life?
If Lily wanted to compete, I would for sure let her. I would definitely encourage her to compete when she's a little bit older, like 20 plus. But you never know. Depending on the timing, I would be there to support her. I would allow her to be herself. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So last question. Yeah, you'll never know.
Always fine.
Being a full-time mom, an influencer, and now a successful and having a successful career in YouTube, it must really be daunting and exciting yet exhausting. So, what's next for you? Are you there new apart from the projects, the collaboration with brands that you've been doing right now? What are there any new projects that we should look forward to?
Well, we are hopefully in the midst of launching YouTube merch for when Miss Universe actually is going to happen. So you see with a lot of big YouTube channels, they have, t-shirts, crew necks, that kind of thing. So we're trying to figure out how we can do something that kind of unites us all as pageant fans, and something that is going to, like bring us together and show that even though we might cheer for specific countries, we're all on the same team. We're all supporting the Miss Universe contestants. So YouTube merch is kind of on the horizon, but it'll depend on a few things. COVID is impacting international shipping. So for example, if we had things made here in Canada, shipping to the Philippines can be definitely a challenge, or shipping to Thailand, wherever it is. So that definitely is, up in the air a little bit more than it would have been. It would have been launched by now. Miss Universe would have been happening probably in December. So that would have all been more smooth sailing than it is because of COVID. But as well, we're looking at some different things for kind of Lily's age range, because
Yeah.
yeah, we love like neutral sweatsuits. You saw her in like a black crew neck, black tights, but surprisingly, that's hard to find for little girls. And we like neutral. There's a lot I could say, but we have some things planned for more like toddler clothing and stuff. But we'll see.
Wow, you have so many things on your plate right now, and I can't wait for everything, for all those things to be launched. Hopefully, after COVID, after
I
once this
know,
pandemic is over. Ah.
I know, it's crazy for everybody.
So you're in favor of Miss Universe getting postponed because of this.
It's probably
Yeah.
for the best. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it sucks for us as pageant fans, but it sucks because it's just being postponed. It's not as exciting, but it is probably for the best.
But so yeah, it's for the best. So you wouldn't entertain the idea of Miss Universe going virtual just in case.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. That would be, I don't know what everyone thinks about that. I feel like that would not be as exciting, but I don't know.
So as not to skip calendar year.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Just, it's hard to say.
Okay, on that note, Sierra, thank you so much for gracing our interview tonight here in the Philippines. I really had so much fun going down memory lane with you. Our viewers had an awesome time listening to all your stories over and over again. So thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts here in Sash Factor for making this interview possible. Thank
My
you,
pleasure.
Sierra.
My
Uh,
pleasure. Thanks,
can
everyone,
you
for tuning
can
in.
you give a message to all your Filipino fans and followers right now? Because they really love you. They really watch. Even me, I really subscribe and watch all your vlogs and even learn from your how you speak, so that I could also do the same thing on my YouTube channel.
That's amazing. Yeah, to everyone, like Filipino fans, followers, and just everyone around the world, thank you so much for tuning in to all my vlogs, to tuning into the things I have to say. It honestly means so much more to me than I can say. I would have never imagined that so many of us would be so passionate about all the different countries combined, not just the Philippines. So thank you so much. I appreciate your support, and to everyone who I see commenting, I see all of you, and thank you so much. It means the world to me.
The universe, rather. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sierra. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. I hope to see you if ever I end up going to Miss Universe in that whatever state it will be held. They
Wherever,
say
whenever.
Yeah, so assuming all my bets from other countries would eventually be the one
Yes.
going to Miss Universe, I mean, I'm keeping an eye on a lot of international delegates, right? Not just here in the Philippines. So yeah, thank you so much, Sierra. Thank you. It has been such a wonderful time doing this interview. I hope you keep safe out there, and say my love and regards and high regards to both Sir Brennan and Lily, even if
Okay.
she doesn't understand
Yes.
everything yet.
I need
All
to
right.
respond. I will go get her.
All right, thank you, Sierra. Much love. Virtual
Thank
hugs and
you.
kisses all the way from the Philippines. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you.
Love you,
Bye.
Sierra.
Bye.
Bye.